guys, happy Tuesday. It's Joe and it's time for Pikket with Joe. We have 8 games on the board today. And I hope you joined me yesterday because if you tailed those parlays, we made some good frickin' money. Now I want to give a shout out to each and every one of you already jumping in here. Appreciate you guys for being here with me daily. Let's have a great show today. Let's make some frickin' money and let's get things done. Now, yesterday, that long shot parlay, I'm so glad we took the Devils out of regulation, or sorry, the Dallas. I said that yesterday too. Dallas got the win for us. It wasn't in regulation though. So we got Dallas and the Capitals with the win, the over 6.5 in the Bruins game. The Edmonton Predators over that 1.5 in that first period. The Buffalo Sabres plus 1.5 outright got that win. Montreal for the win there as well. And we also got the St. Louis Blues for the win. So that long shot parlay, $10, paid just over $2,000. We also last minute threw in that dog money line parlay. Hope you guys hit that. $10 played 96 with the Buffalo Sabres, the Montreal Canadiens, and the St. Louis Blues. Now that team total one was the one I felt the most confident in with the Buffalo Sabres and the Montreal Canadiens. $10 there. I can't remember what that paid out. Maybe that was the one that paid out 96 and change, but we made some good money yesterday. So I appreciate you all for being here today. Gonna have another good day. Let's make some freaking money. I am so jealous. You are living in Southern California. I hope the weather is beautiful there. We are having such freezing cold weather. My beanie on my head is for a reason. I had to run out. It is minus 31 before wind chill here. I woke up this morning and you guys know my alarm tells me the weather out. It told me it was minus 42 this morning before wind chill. We have warmed up 10 degrees though. It's absolutely freezing. I have a friend an hour away, minus 51 with wind chill is what they woke up to this morning. So not pleasant. We're getting some gross Arctic air coming through. So not what I want to see, but we're heating up on the ice, guys. Let's have another hot day on the ice. Again, thank you, each and every one of you, for being here today with me on the show. Yeah, Jay, I always sprinkle on these parlays that I'm giving out. These are the bets that I feel the most confident in throwing into these parlays. So let's make some more freaking money today. Like I said, 8 games on the ice. I think today's card is a little hard. So I'm not going to lie. We have the Columbus Blue Jackets taking on the Philadelphia Flyers. Now, this is the first game of the night kicking off at 7 o'clock Eastern. In this one, we have a total of 6. And the Columbus Blue Jackets rolling in here as the dog at plus 152, the Flyers minus 184. I think Columbus has a really good chance of getting the win here. I like their ability with Tarasov, who is expected in goal for them. He has a 3.03 goals against average. Now, I know that they are on a back-to-back, but the last time these two teams played was November 15th. We saw the Columbus Blue Jackets get a nice 5-4 win there. Now, when we look at their schedule, because I think looking at these teams' schedule ahead coming into the break here, they only have the Chicago Blackhawks left before they break. I think this is a pivotal one for the Columbus Blue Jackets to really get things on track, get this win. Now, we've seen the Philadelphia Flyers. They're off that loss to the New York Rangers. That was a 6-3 loss in that one. That was since Saturday. So they've had some time to regroup and come back. They're on home ice in this one, but I just find no value with the Philadelphia Flyers. They've got 2 more games on deck. The games on deck that they have are a lot harder. Before the break, they have the Leafs and the Hurricanes, both on the road Thursday and Friday. So I think it's going to be a hard schedule for the Flyers these next 2 games. I think this is one that they want to win at home, but I'm not sure they're going to be able to get the win. I think their heads are probably focused on the fact that Christmas is coming and they've got to head back out on the road. Now, when we look at the Columbus Blue Jackets, they are winning those face-off battles, which I really think is crucial to get the wins in games like this. I know Carter Hart is expected for the Flyers here, and we have seen him absolutely phenomenal in some games. So if the Flyers do pull it out, it's because we see another really strong game out of Carter Hart. But I like Tarasov here for the Columbus Blue Jackets. Now, offensively, we haven't seen the production out of either of these teams in this one. This one could quite easily go over, but I am looking for this one. I'm leaning on the under here. We've seen strong trends to the over when they play each other, but I think this is a lower scoring one. Now, when we look at this, the underdog has gone 5-1 in those last 6 meetings. And when we look, this is a battle of the mat here, with the Columbus Blue Jackets sitting 8th and the Flyers sitting 7th. So this is going to be a hard-fought battle. I really do like the unders when we look at divisional opponents like this just coming at each other really hard in this one. Now the Flyers, there's no value there on that straight up on the money line. And they failed to cover the puck line in their last 11 as favorites. So and they've lost their last 5 as favorites. So I struggle to find any value in them here. Now, that being said, I don't think there's very much value on the Columbus Blue Jackets at +1.5. You're paying way too much juice. I would just look at sprinkling on that money line if you have some faith in the Columbus Blue Jackets today. Okay, you guys, let's move on to the next game. Jay, looking at the Penguins and the Leafs rematch today. It's going to be lots of revenge here for the Penguins for sure, or for the Leafs in this one. The Leafs are who got kicked out. We know the Leafs notoriously can't get off that playoff spot. I don't know. The Penguins here, or the Leafs are. That's where I got confused, because I know the Penguins are going for a rematch versus the Rangers. And we're seeing the Leafs go for that rematch versus the Lightning, with the Lightning kicking the Maple Leafs out. So we're going to talk about that first one with the New York Rangers and the Pittsburgh Penguins. Jason, if you are looking for my picks, you can find them over on SoBet.io. You can also use referral code Joe there. That's to sign up and get the picks. You can also head on over to VegasInsider.com for my picks, or you can check out Sharp Rank, and all of my picks are on there. Now, when I give out these hockey picks like today, on these shows, not all of these have made my premium card. Not all of the plays yesterday made my premium card. So those would be my premiums on Sharp Rank, SoBet, and Vegas Insider. But the picks you guys get here include my premiums for the day. You guys just have to decipher which ones those are, because I'm not going to skip a game. That's for sure. Argentina, congratulations to everyone who rode with Argentina. Groovy Caps, I am happy for you. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. This is the one you're talking about, Jay, with the New York Rangers taking on the Pittsburgh Penguins. And you are right. The Penguins definitely have some revenge here in this one. And I like their value here at home. It's -142, so it's a little high. But with Tristan Jarry and Igor Shesterkin in here, I think we got a battle on our hands, a lower scoring battle. I'm going to look at taking the Pittsburgh Penguins here on home ice. We know the Rangers are sitting 3rd in the Met. Pittsburgh Penguins sitting 4th in the Met. Another strong divisional game here between these two that I think is going to rely a lot on the goaltending and the defenses of both of these teams. Now, when we look at the schedules ahead for these guys, we have the Rangers. They will face the Islanders on Thursday, who are sitting 5th overall in the Met. So they've got a pretty hard schedule. But then we look at the Penguins, hard schedule as well. They're going to face the Hurricanes, who are sitting 2nd in the Met, again on Thursday. They're off that loss. It was on Sunday to the Hurricanes, which was a 3-2 loss on Sunday. So both of these teams have Metropolitan Division null opponents on deck. So it is definitely going to be a hard schedule finishing this off, but before the break. But the Rangers sitting here 2-7 in their last 9 meetings in Pittsburgh, somewhere where they always struggle. The favorite going 5-1 in those last 6 meetings. I do think while these teams trend to that over when they play each other, we got a hard-hitting battle on our hands. We know how tight the Rangers have been rolling as of late. They've won their last 7 games. It's really hard to step in front of them here. But I don't see it happening. I don't see that blowout win. They got a blowout win over the Blackhawks 7-1. I think this is a tight one. I have to lean on the home team in this one. I can post below where I find all of my trends. There's a couple places I go for all of my trends. So I love my head-to-head stat page. And I will drop that one in the link right now. It gives me so much information on these games and the different teams and where I'm just dropping that in the chat for you guys. Looking at those head-to-head matchups, I really do like those. I also love to check out covers. You're going to find great stats over at covers as well. Okay, let's move on to the next game, you guys. We have the New Jersey Devils taking on the Carolina Hurricanes. Now, this is going to be a complete battle here. We know the Devils have lost their last 5 games, and the Hurricanes are coming in here winning their last 5. Now, the Canes, I apologize for my phone ringing. The Hurricanes are the favorite in this at -125. We have +104 for the Devils. When are we ever going to get this value? And a total of 6. Now, a lot of people think we got 2 teams trending in opposite directions. That we definitely are going to see these teams keep traveling in opposite directions, but I can't get past the fact that the Devils are such a strong team. They've lost their last 5. Now, they have won their last 7 as an underdog, and they are so strong on the road. They're still sitting first in the Met. We have the Carolina Hurricanes sitting second here in the Met. The Canes did win last season. It was a 6-3 blowout win for the Canes. They have the Flyers and the Penguins on deck for the Canes here. Now, when we look at the New Jersey Devils, this is our first of 3 games on the road before the break. Or sorry, 3 games on the road. The next, or 3 games, they have the next one on the road, the next one at home before this break. They've got the Panthers and the Bruins coming up on deck. I think with this road game here, those last losses go under their belt. They get a nice home win or a road win here. I'm going to take the Devils +104. I just can't get past the value. I know that the Canes are rolling so hot, but this is a divisional matchup here between the Met. And I know the Devils have struggled in Carolina. They've gone 1-6 in their last 7 meetings, but I have faith in this team getting out here on the road to turn things back around. Now, Jack Hughes, we have to look at him for an anytime goal. He's been absolutely phenomenal out there, especially versus Eastern Conference opponents. He's scored a goal in 7 of the last 8 versus Eastern Conference opponents. So I love the value on the Devils. This one, I think, will be led by the defenses of this. I wish it was at 6.5. Got a number of 6. I lean on that under. We look at how strong both of these defenses have been this season. Krochikov, I cannot pronounce his name, expected here for Carolina. He's got a 2.01 goals against average. Both of these teams defensively are really limiting opponents to get those shots on goal, with the Carolina Hurricanes only averaging a 26 shots on, or allowing 26 shots on goal per game. The New Jersey Devils only allowing 26.7. So I think both of these teams are going to limit their opponents. I think we got probably a lower scoring one in this one, but I like the Devils' ability to get this done. You guys, they are tight trends towards each other, but I love the fact that the Devils have won their last 7 when in that underdog role. It's like they step up a lot more in it. It seems like every game, there's not every game, but it seems like every game is a divisional one today. It definitely is a great day on the ice. All the best with that one as well. We're going to have some great games here, you guys. There's definitely some money to be made today. The next game on the ice, we have the Tampa Bay Lightning taking on the Toronto Maple Leafs. Now, Jay, this is one that you were talking about. We know the Maple Leafs can never get past that first round. The Lightning eliminating them last season. Now, Andre Vasilevsky coming in here probably for the Tampa Bay Lightning. He has a 2.55 goals against average. And Matt Murray here expected for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Now, the Leafs are going to be giving it everything they've got. They are on home ice, which I love the Leafs here on home ice. They're 11-2-3 on the season on home ice. Well, the Lightning, I think, are the better overall team, which is crazy for me to say. I love the ability of this team more so offensively than I do of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Although we look at the Leafs, they're second in the Atlantic and the Lightning are third in the Atlantic. I think this is a game that the Maple Leafs end up getting the win here. Matt Murray expected in goal for them. He's got a 2.45 goals against average. Defensively, the Leafs do have a slight edge, only allowing 2.44 goals per game and 29 shots on goal. The Lightning are still not averaging or allowing that many shots on goal at 30.5 and 2.683 goals per game. When we look at who both teams have on deck, the Leafs only have the Flyers on deck on Thursday, so they've got a pretty nice schedule ahead of them before this Christmas break. The Lightning have 2 more games on deck with the Red Wings and Sabres. So while easier teams have got a couple more or 1 more game here, the Lightning have won 4 of the last 5 meetings, but that was playoff hockey. So we know how that goes, you guys. Totally different. What is the saying? Ball of hens or no? I don't even know. Totally different. It's playoff hockey. It's totally different than regular season hockey. Thank you, Courtney, for jumping in here. Yeah, I think the Leafs do jump in hot as well. So when we look at the Leafs, they have lost their last 2 games, that last one being to the Capitals 5-2. Now, the Lightning are rolling hot. They've won their last of 5. They got that big win over Montreal 5-1. I think you got to roll with the home team here at -138. We're not paying too much juice here. I think, though, of the Lightning, you can look at Braden Point for that anytime goal. I like him to come out strong in this one. So he has been really heating up on the ice. Now, I think when we're looking at this, even though we have 2 phenomenal goalies and strong defenses, we've got to look at how these teams are really led. And both of these teams really led by their offensive production. I'm going to go with the over 6 here. I think at 6, you can't take it under. I hope I'm not wrong. The last time these 2 teams did play was on December 3rd. It was a 4-3 win for the Lightning here. Give me the Leafs on their home ice to flip this score. Give us the over as well. Okay, guys. Big shout out, Anthony. Thank you for being here as well. And happy holidays to you as well, Courtney. I hope you and your family have a wonderful time this season. The next game on the ice, you guys, we got the Ottawa Senators taking on the Winnipeg Jets. Now, this is at 8 o'clock Eastern. We have the Ottawa Senators rolling in here at +106. The Winnipeg Jets at -128 and a total of 6 in this one. I'm really liking the ability of the Ottawa Senators to get some goals tonight. Now, Cam Talbot is expected in goal for the Ottawa Senators. He has a 2.55 goals against average. And I know they're dealing with some injuries, but the Winnipeg Jets have a couple injuries as well. I like the Senators' value here at +106 with Cam Talbot. If it was anyone other than Cam Talbot, and let's see if there's confirmation here in this one. Yeah, so Cam Talbot is confirmed in goal, and David Reach for the Winnipeg Jets here will be in goal. I think you got to roll with the Senators in this one at +106. I like their ability to win those power plays. They've got a really strong power play. We know the Jets have a strong penalty kill, but I do think that the Senators can come in here and get something done. Now, they lost their last game to the Wild 4-2. We know this team can get the goals. So I'm also looking at them to cover that spread. Their team total is sitting at 2.5, hitting it over a little juiced at -140. But I do see 3 goals coming in this one. When we look at the last 3 games of the Senators, the last 3 games versus the Winnipeg Jets, they've scored 3 goals in all 3 of those overall in the last 3. So I do think they'll come in here, get those 3 goals versus the Winnipeg Jets tonight. It just seems to be like their lucky number. Now, the last time these teams did play, the Winnipeg Jets got that 4-3 win, was at the end of last season. I see a very, very similar game here. Now, the Senators have covered that puck line in their last 8 versus the Winnipeg Jets, but there's no value here taking them on the puck line unless you're throwing this in to a big parlay, taking the Senators on that puck line at +1.5, because you're going to be paying a lot of juice here. But I do think that they come out and they cover that puck line. I think this is a 1-goal game, and it could go in the Senators' favor. And that's why I think with Cam Talbot in, you have to sprinkle on the Senators here as the dog versus the Winnipeg Jets. Now, the Winnipeg Jets lost their last game to the Seattle Kraken, one that I thought they should have won. It was a 3-2 win. When we look at their schedule, it makes me even want to take the Senators even more, because they've got 2 road games on deck. They got the Bruins and the Capitals on deck. I think this is one where they slightly overlook the Senators here. So give me the Senators. They've got the Capitals and the Red Wings on deck, but we know the Senators have to get every win that they can. So it's going to be an interesting one. Give me the Senators sprinkled on that money line. Give me their team total over 2.5. And then I lean on the over for this full game, but I think Cam Talbot is in for a good game. So I'm not loving the total for the full game as much. The St. Louis Blues and the Seattle Kraken tonight at 10 o'clock Eastern. Now, in this one, we have plus 148 for the St. Louis Blues, minus 166 for the Seattle Kraken with a total of 6. Thomas Greiss expected here for the St. Louis Blues. He's got a 3.5 goals against average. And Martin Jones for the Seattle Kraken at 2.95. Both of these teams, I tell you, the St. Louis Blues have been rolling so hot. I don't want to step in front of them, but I love what I've seen out of the Kraken this season. They are sitting 3rd in the Pacific, with the St. Louis Blues sitting 5th in the Central. They really need to keep this winning streak alive. They won their last 4 games with a big win last night over, it was the Canucks, right? It was a 5-1 win last night. They are rolling through this road trip. I don't know, you guys. I got Vegas on deck. I want to take the St. Louis Blues here at plus money. I think they have the ability to get the win over the Seattle Kraken. Now, the Kraken have the Canucks on deck on Thursday. So they've got a divisional opponent on deck as well for the Seattle Kraken here. This could be one where they're more mentally prepared to take on the Vancouver Canucks than they will be ready to take on the St. Louis Blues team that's just rolling with the wins through the Pacific right now. So I think there's value on the Blues. I'm going to ride with them today. They're just playing so hot right now. They're 4-0 in their last 4 overall. They're 5-0 in their last 5 games, playing on 0 days rest. This team doesn't care if they're playing back-to-back. And 4-0 on that road. With the Kraken, I love saying release the Kraken. I want to say it. I just can't get there with them. 2-5 in their last, a 7 overall. I think this is one where the Canucks on deck is a bigger game for them than this one against the Blues. I know this is still a game they want to win, but I don't know, you guys. Yeah, Brady Tkachuk of the Ottawa Senators for that anytime goal. Jay is definitely a good one there. And Kev, hi, and welcome back to the show. It's good to have you here today. Okay. So the Blues also, did I say they won their last 5 on a back-to-back? They're strong on a back-to-back. There's a lot of teams that are not strong on that back-to-back. I like the Blues' ability today. I think he'll play. I really do think he will play in this one today. I think the Blues cannot go home getting a loss on this road trip. This is going to be a hard test for them here. But I think they could pull it off versus the Kraken. But I am with you. This isn't one of my strongest bets of the day. It's going to be a hard one for the Blues as well. The Anaheim Ducks and the LA Kings kick off at 10:30 Eastern, you guys. We got a Pacific divisional game here with the Ducks, 8 in the Pacific, and the Kings sitting 2nd in the Pacific. Hard to swallow that they're actually sitting 2nd in the Pacific with all the talent in the Pacific. The Kings, we've seen just play some absolutely terrible games, but they have been winning a lot of these. They're 17-12-5 on the season, 8-5-2 at home. Now we have the Ducks rolling in here, 9-21-2 on the season, 4-13-1-2 on the road. Hard thing to sit here and want to take the Ducks in this one. Now they won their last 2 games. With that win on Saturday over the Edmonton Oilers, how the Ducks beat the Oilers. It was a 4-3 win for the Anaheim Ducks. They love playing upset. They love getting these wins, especially against Pacific opponents. We look at the LA Kings. They won their last 2, but their last 2 games have gone to shootout. I'm a little worried about this team being tired. They had to go to shootout with the San Jose Sharks, and they had to go to shootout with the Bruins, which, yes, shootout with the Bruins, absolutely phenomenal to come out and get that win. But to have to take the Sharks to a shootout to get that win kind of questions where the Kings are at. Maybe tired legs off that game versus Boston. Now, the other thing that concerns me here with the LA Kings is looking at who they have on deck. The LA Kings have on Thursday the Calgary Flames on deck, which we know are sitting so far down in the Pacific. They're 5th in the Pacific, looking at a team 8th in the Pacific versus a team 5th in the Pacific, we know which team has more ability to work up the ladder here. It's going to be the Calgary Flames. I think the Kings are in a little bit of a situation where, yes, they want to beat the Anaheim Ducks here, but Calgary on deck on Thursday, that's only 2 days away. I think this is another place where it's a situation where taking on the Ducks tonight isn't the best for them. Now, the Anaheim Ducks, they take on the Wild next, and then they have the Flames. So Anaheim is Anaheim. I don't think this team really would look ahead to opponents. They're sitting 8th in the Pacific right now. So they just need any single win they can get. Now, the Ducks are 3-7 in the last 10 meetings in LA. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the Ducks plus 1.5. I think we probably have a little bit of a tighter one here, a 1-goal game at plus 1.5. We're getting that at minus 110. And I do think it coincides nicely because I like that under 6.5. I think we got a lower scoring one here. We've seen the defense of the Kings be able to really step up, and we've seen that in those last 2 games versus the Sharks and especially versus the Bruins. The defense of the Kings looking more like the defense that I expected to see game in and game out this season. We just have not seen it. Now, it's a scary situation with the Ducks to take an under when we're looking at the Ducks defense allowing 4.16 goals per game. But I think we have to. They held the Oilers to 3 goals. And I think this is another one where they defensively step up in this game. So I hate taking the under 6.5, but I have to, and I have to take the Ducks and take them on that puck line plus 1.5. I just think it's a bad situational game for the LA Kings. We also look at the Kings at home, 5-10 on that puck line. The Ducks coming in 8-12 on the puck line. So no better on the road, but I think they're in a better situation than the Kings are. Oh, man. Calgary and the Sharks tonight. We're getting to that one right now, Jay. I tell you, do I trust in my Calgary Flames? Trust in them this much. Like, I couldn't even throw them as far as I trust in them right now. I do think they keep rolling here, though, versus the Sharks. So let's look at this game, Mike. Let's go. Let's make some freaking money on the ice tonight. So looking at the Calgary Flames in this one versus the San Jose Sharks. Dan Vladar expected in goal for the Calgary Flames. We got James Reimer for the San Jose Sharks. I like James Reimer. I like what we've seen out of him. He's got a 2.67 goals against average. Now, when we look at this, yes, these teams did just play. You're not hallucinating. This was on Saturday. The Calgary Flames won that one in a 5-2 win. Now, Calgary has the Kings on deck. We were just talking about the Kings in a look ahead. Calgary now has the Kings on deck, and then they have the Ducks on Friday. When we look at the San Jose Sharks, they have the Wild on deck. This is their last. They've only got these 2 last games before they go to break. Now, the Sharks, motivational-wise, quick revenge to get that win over Calgary. But I don't know if they're going to be able to do it. I think Calgary is the stronger team, the more dominant team. I think they should be able to get this win here. Now, on that money line, it's too highly juiced at minus 176. I'm going to look at them in regulation. I think, though, this is one where Calgary has to win it. But they're taking on another Pacific divisional opponent. So while they're looking ahead to the Kings for their next game, they know they have to get by the Sharks here. They are 5th in the Pacific, and the Sharks are 7th in the Pacific. Calgary can't let this one slip to the Sharks. So it doesn't even matter when we're looking at the Kings on deck. Calgary needs to look at this game, get through this game, and dominate here. Now, the road team is 6-1 in the last 7 meetings between these two. The Flames have struggled in San Jose. We know this. They've gone 5-12 in the last 17 meetings. So while I didn't touch it the last game, I sat here and told you guys I'm not going to touch it. I can't trust Calgary right now. I do think Calgary in regulation is the way this game is going to go. It's going to be a hard one, but the Sharks are 7-21 in their last 28 home games. And I think this team, I don't know. Kadri for that anytime goal. Yeah, I agree. Kadri should be able to come out here strong. This is going to be a hard one, you guys. I don't have a premium pick in this game. I'm going to be completely honest with you. But with Dan Vladar expected in goal, I am looking for the Calgary Flames to win it in regulation. It scares me a little bit. Everyone and their dog is on the Calgary Flames. So let's build a parlay, you guys. It is that time of day. We've gone over all 8 of these games. It has been a lot of fun. I want to thank you guys all for being here with me. Let's try to win some more freaking money tonight. And I appreciate you guys for joining me every day. If I haven't said that before you place these bets tonight, please make sure you go shop your lines over at Betstamp. Use referral code Madden over there. I can't stress enough the importance of getting the best value for your lines. Even if you don't use referral code Madden, you guys, head on over to Betstamp. It is the best place to shop those lines. You can see all of the books over there. You can see the difference, and even a 1-point difference is major in these. And some of these totals and what you're going to pay for these totals is different on different books. So I suggest multiple books, not just placing it in one place. Anthony, we are just about to go. We're just about to recap everything. Sorry, I started reading Jay's comment here. Yeah, I'm going to be going live more on TikTok, Jay, so stay tuned for that. I meant to do this show live on TikTok today, but my phone just didn't have enough battery because I was running around out in the cold for a little bit here. So let's do the recap, you guys. Remember, if you're looking for my best bets, head on over to vegasinsider.com or sobet.io. Now, if you head on over to sobet.io, it's $9.95 a month. You get my premium plays and content plus 25 plus other handicappers in the industry. It kind of runs like a social betting site where you're seeing everyone's conversations. You can interact with everyone over there. So definitely a great site to check out. All the links are below. Again, that's sobet.io. Referral code over there is Joe. So let's get these recaps done, you guys, and let's make some freaking money tonight. First game on the board, recap. We got the Columbus Blue Jackets, Philadelphia Flyers. I think all the value is on the Columbus Blue Jackets tonight on that money line. I love this bet tonight. I think they're going to roll in hot with Tarasov in net. Now, this is a divisional game here. They're going to be playing each other hard. I lean on that under in this divisional matchup. We'll build the parlay at the end. The New York Rangers and the Pittsburgh Penguins, you guys. I got to take the Penguins here at home. I think there's so much value on the Penguins at home in this one. Also, this one I could see. We got Igor and Jari. I'm going to stay off the total. Divisional matchup, I like to go to that under. You can see this one with the Rangers and the Penguins going either way on that total. So just give me the Penguins in that one. The New Jersey Devils and the Carolina Hurricanes. I really do think there is so much value on the Devils here. I think they could possibly break this losing streak in this game. I'm going to take the Devils on the money line. I think it's a great way to go. I do like the under in this one as well. I think we've got a strong defensive game in this battle. The Tampa Bay Lightning and the Toronto Maple Leafs. Sorry, guys, I drew a blank. The Toronto Maple Leafs. Give me the Leafs here on the money line. I think they come in nicely into this game. Get a little bit of revenge in this one. So Braden Point, I like for that anytime goal as well. Remember, the Lightning just did beat Toronto as well. That was a 4-3 win. So even with the playoff elimination that the Leafs face versus the Lightning, I do think with that, combined with the fact the Lightning won the first matchup this season, that the Leafs come out and get this done. They've lost their last 2 games, but look for this to be a bounce back here at home. I lean towards the over 6 in this one. I think this one probably is a higher scoring one. I know this is a battle of divisional opponents in the Atlantic, but both of these teams so highly led by their offenses that I have to hit this one over. So I'm just writing the parlay ones that I like here. And then we'll recap it. Sorry, my phone is going crazy. The Ottawa Senators and the Winnipeg Jets. You guys, I think there's so much value on the Ottawa Senators with Cam Talbot confirmed in goal for them. Yes, I do like the Jets, and I like everything about the Jets. They have their backup goalie in net tonight. Now, I think if the Jets get in that penalty box, we will see the Senators be able to capitalize. Someone threw out Brady Tkachuk for that anytime goal, and I agree with you. Brady Tkachuk has been playing hot. Now, I'm going to look, instead of just taking the Senators on that money line, I'm going to sprinkle on that money line, but I do like the Sens team total over 2.5. I think this is a great way to go with this one. It's a little juice for a straight up bet at -140, but like I said, in the last 3 matchups versus Winnipeg, they have scored 3 goals in each, 3 or more goals in each of those. The St. Louis Blues and the Seattle Kraken. You guys have got to take the Blues again. I love the Blues here. I think that they come in nice and hot. They've been so positive on this road trip so far. They're sitting 5th in the Central. They want to finish out before this break, sitting a little bit more comfortable, which means they have to get this win over the Seattle Kraken. Now, for the Seattle Kraken with the Vancouver Canucks on deck, I think this is a perfect situation where, while the Kraken won't be in a full look ahead, this is a little bit of a look ahead with a bigger, more impactful game for their division on deck with the Vancouver Canucks. So I'm going to take the St. Louis Blues here. They're strong on that second leg of a back-to-back. I think there's so much value at +138. The Anaheim Ducks and the LA Kings. Again, I think this is another matchup where the LA Kings are in a little bit of a look ahead. I know this is a Pacific divisional matchup, but with the LA Kings sitting second in the Pacific, they have to take on Calgary next, okay? The Ducks are 8th in the Pacific. Calgary's 5th in the Pacific. Who are the Kings really going to be thinking about more? They're going to be thinking about their next matchup versus Calgary, because they have to hold this lead in the Pacific. Right now, the Ducks are so far behind. If the Kings go down to the Ducks, is it really going to affect them? Not too much, right? So I think this is one where the Ducks could be quacking here on the road at -275. There's no value in the Kings, even on that puck line. I can't see them winning this by 2. They failed to cover that puck line as a favorite following a win in their last 8. So they're coming off that win. They've had some hard-fought wins. Now, they had a shootout win over the Sharks and a shootout win versus the Bruins. Now, the Bruins, yes, acceptable. The shootout win versus the Sharks, they shouldn't have had to take that to shootout versus the Sharks. I think this is one where the defense is a really step up in this game. So the value on the Ducks +1.5 at -110, I think, is where this game is at. In this one, 1-point game, it could go either way. If the Kings come out a little slow because they're looking ahead to the Flames, and then their coach gets their head back in the game and they finish this off strong, I think at worst they win by 1 goal. So I'm going to sprinkle on the Anaheim Ducks here on that money line, but I think the best bet is the Ducks here on the puck line at +1.5. I really do think the Kings, if they don't if they come out here and blow the Ducks away, they're losing the next one to Calgary. They need to take it easy in this one. They need to beat Calgary in that next matchup. So I'm going to take the Ducks +1.5 as the best bet in this one. I think it's a lower scoring one, and I'm going to sprinkle on that money line. The Calgary Flames and the San Jose Sharks. You guys, Calgary, as long as they're not looking too ahead to the LA Kings, which, again, we've got another divisional matchup here with the Sharks. I don't think the Calgary's coach, Daryl Sutter, will let them look ahead, because if they don't beat the Sharks here, they're jeopardizing their Pacific division already. They're 5th in the Pacific. The Sharks are 7th in the Pacific. Give me Calgary here in regulation to get this one done. Now, when I look at this total sitting here at 6, we know the last one went over. I know a lot of people like to go, last one went over, this one's going to go under. I'm not sure where I'd go with the side in this one, just because when we look at this, Calgary's defense has really shot themselves in the foot in a lot of these games, but I like what we've seen out of Dan Vladar. Both of these offenses are averaging those 3 goals per game each. So I'm going to stay off this. I really think Calgary's defense has done a solid job of limiting opponents' shots on goal, but I'm not trusting it here, this total. So I don't like it either way. Let's build this parlay. And what I'm going to do for this parlay is we're going to take a little bit of higher value where you wouldn't want to bet these straight up. But I think if you take the Columbus Blue Jackets plus 1.5 on that puck line, like I said, I like them to win outright. But for parlay reasons, I'm going to go this way. I'm going to go Columbus Blue Jackets plus 1.5. I'm going to do the Penguins on the money line. I'm going to do the Devils and the Canes under 6. I'm going to take the Lightning and the Leafs. I'm going to take it over 6. I do think we see the goals coming in this one. I'm going to take the Senators team total over 2.5. I'm going to take the St. Louis Blues plus 1.5 on that puck line. Again, you don't want to bet that straight up. There's going to be too much juice, but in this parlay, it will work out. The Ducks plus 1.5 on that puck line, and Calgary here on the money line. So I don't have the odds in front of me. I'm going to get these bets in after. I'll post below if you take these all like this, what it's going to pay you out today. Now, if I'm looking at 2 bets that I like more than the others here to parlay together, let's look at this. The St. Louis Blues. If we take the St. Louis Blues on the puck line and the Ducks here on the puck line, I think we will get some pretty good odds with those 2 on the puck line. I also, for more of a longer shot, 2-team parlay or a better shot. I think you could parlay the Penguins as well and the Maple Leafs. Both of those, you're paying light juice, but I do like the Leafs here and the Penguins here. Jay brought it up. Those 2 are good teams to get revenge from those playoffs last season. So to recap everything here, I'm taking for parlays. I'm going to parlay the Ducks here on the puck line and the St. Louis Blues on the puck line. I think you're going to get value there. I'm going to parlay the Leafs and the Penguins here straight up on the money line. I think they get the win. And for that long shot lottery ticket parlay, which we hit yesterday, I'm going to take the Columbus Blue Jackets plus 1.5. Penguins on the money line, the Devils and the Canes under 6, the Lightning and the Leafs over 6, the Senators team total over 2.5, the Blues plus 1.5, the Ducks plus 1.5, and the Calgary Flames on the money line. You guys, let me know below which of these bets you think will kill this long shot parlay, what you're parlaying, what you're betting today, what you guys have been winning. I want to know what you've won. I want to celebrate with you. Remember, shop those lines over at Betstamp. Use referral code Madden over there. And if you're looking just for my exclusive premium bets, there's 2 places you can check them out. You can check out SoBet.io. You can use referral code Joe over there. Just short and simple. It's just JO. And for $9.99 a month, you'll get my premium picks as well as 25 other handicappers. 25 plus other handicappers, premium picks. The community has been rolling hot over there, and it really is a community. You can interact with all of the handicappers in that page. It's kind of like a Twitter of sports betting is how I like to compare it, but with less noise and less negativity. There's no negativity over there. So, or you can check out VegasInsider.com. You guys, I want to wish you all the best in all of your bets today. Again, thank you everyone so much for joining me here on Pikket with Joe. We will be back tomorrow at 3:30 Eastern. Remember, there is a break over the holidays. I'm going to miss you guys if I don't see you before the holidays. All the best in all of your bets. Have a happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, whatever you are celebrating out there. I wish you and your family all of the best. Thank you, Kev. If you guys can hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I really, really appreciate it. We hit that over 1,000 subscribers before Christmas. You guys absolutely made my year. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Keep smiling. And you know it. Let's make some freaking money tonight.